I've been working with people long enough to where I know there's a limited number of objections. Everything I've come up with has been a combination or a variation of 12. And some of them you hear more frequently than others. How do you know that God exists is one of the objections. And, or another one is, doesn't science prove that miraculous is impossible? Or isn't the Bible full of contradictions and errors? That's a major objection. How can you believe in a God who allows the innocent to suffer? That's even a bigger objection for many people. For many people, the biggest objection might be the idea of Christ being the only way, and that we live in a culture where we now have elevated tolerance above truth as a virtue. And so what's taken place here is that people are now redefining tolerance. You know, in the last time I checked, it meant that you, in fact, agree to disagree. But we've redefined it to mean embrace. You see the problem here? So if you don't believe, or if you don't agree with what I think or what I do, you must be intolerant of me. I tell people that you can love a person even though you don't agree with them or what they say or what they do, and they can love me in the same way. So that's what real tolerance when it comes to relationships. So I wrestle with that issue and explore the whole idea of where our condition would be. I was telling Joe that I'm very big on asking questions of people. Where are you in your own spiritual journey? Or do you have any interest in that area? What do you believe? Who do you believe Jesus was? And one of the things I find myself doing a lot, not only just asking questions and helping people think these things through, is I find myself inviting them to make an informed decision. Not to decide is to decide. Agnosticism is not a neutral position. Here's what I mean by that. If Jesus offered himself for us, came into the world, then ultimately I have to either accept him or reject him, but to ignore him is effectively to reject him. So I'll appeal to their intellectual pride sometimes, and I'll say, you know, how much do you know about this Jesus? Most people only know about him from second, maybe third-hand sources, what people have said. I say, you know, you owe it to yourself, if you want to make an informed decision, an intellectually informed decision, at least to read one of the Gospels for yourself before you decide to reject him or accept him. Do you see the point there? And I find that to be because if I can get him into one of the Gospels, usually I'll give him the Gospel of John. If I can get him there, I got him right where I want him. And the reason why I have him there is because I believe that if they just listen to his words directly, there's a very real power. The idea here is that my desire is for them to be exposed to this person, because he said things that no one ever said. He did things that no one ever did. Another one of those, so two of the things that I use are the fact that the Bible really is trustworthy in terms of the issue of the manuscripts, their number, their quantity, their quality, and the time span. It's unique to all of ancient literature. It has more going for it than even Plato or Cicero or Aristotle in terms of the richness of the background. And in fact, they are good primary historical documents, and they point to this person, Jesus, and they point to one who claimed to rise from the dead. And I have discovered over the years that the best explanation that Jesus, about the empty tomb and the appearances of Christ and the changed life of the disciples, is that he really did rise from the dead. In fact, I find all the ways of trying to explain it to require a great deal more faith than that he rose from the dead. But at any rate, these are powerful foundations, because if he's who he claims to be, then he has a bearing on my life and on yours. There's a reality here that a person must respond. As I say, whether you like it or not, you will have to respond to him. And if I am correct, we will all stand before him. And his desire is, he came not that we would be judged, but that we would have life. That's his great desire for us. And so he gives us options we didn't have before. And he gives us, in my view, a genuine basis for meaning and purpose and for hope. So there are a lot of questions that are raised, but often I find, especially if I'm one-on-one with somebody, the most effective approach is to ask them questions. And tell me, now, who is this Jesus to you? And then I'll just let them talk and so forth. You're going to be discovering that many people don't really have a clear answer.